What is going on, Libra? It's Chris Anthony coming at you guys live and direct with your reading for the month of February. This is going to be for the whole entire month of February, and I may do a mid-month check-in with you guys, but if not, this is going to cover the whole month of February, only because it's a short month, so I'm putting it out this way for you guys. Libra, what's going on? This is going to be a general reading. If it does not resonate with you, then do me a favor, check out one of my previous videos for Libra or the one that will come in the future. If it does resonate with you, though, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things that let me know that you're watching and it helped you in some type of way. Also, my Instagram is up. You guys go follow me there. It's chrisanthony14lbs, Chris Anthony 14 pounds. Check that out in the description. I want my followers from YouTube to meet me on IG. Other than that, I have private personal readings still open to all zodiac signs. So if you guys want a more direct experience with me, you can check me out in my email in the description, and we'll set that up for you. All right, let's get into it. Libra, this is going to be your present energy right here. All right, that we'll be hopping into. And then after that, we're going to check out your futuristic energy right here like we always do it. Yeah, let's do it, Libra. Starting off, crowning your reading, you have the King of Cups. All right, so the King of Cups usually represents someone who is kind of like stable in their emotions. They're pretty grounded. They don't allow their emotions to kind of like overtake them or dictate to them, what they do in life or their movements or anything like that. And I think you Libras are pretty good at doing that. The only thing I see about this card this time, only because I'm comparing it to the rest of your spread, it feels like at this very moment you guys could possibly be not wanting to face some of your emotions, some of your deep emotions, not wanting to kind of like deal with them a little bit, because the thing that stands out to me about this king is the way that his right foot right there, is really close to the water. That means he's thinking about putting his foot in the water. You know how it is sometimes when you go to swim, you go to a pool or something, and you don't know how cold the water is going to be. You don't know how the temperature is kind of going to put you into shock. So you test it out a little bit, and you're kind of even scared to do that, just to stick one toe in there to see how it feels. That's what I kind of feel like is happening with you guys this month. I feel like with some of your deep emotions, the universe is kind of bringing those around and asking you to kind of like face some of them, or to do a review of the emotional baggage of your past. And you're kind of wanting to stay in a place of power. You don't want to kind of take a deep dive into your emotions. You want to stay balanced. You want to, stay in your airy nature because you're an air sign. But you see that you have to deal with these emotions. It's kind of like what I was feeling when I was shuffling your cards is I saw the song by Solange. What is it called? The Cranes, what is that song that she sings? When she says, like, I tried to drink it away, I tried to smoke it away, I tried to sleep it away, I tried to sex it away. And she was kind of just talking about how sometimes we don't want to deal with the little things. We don't want to kind of like face the little nagging thoughts or emotions that are kind of like deep, deep, deep below the surface, because we bury them so low. And instead of us, having to face them, we kind of would rather stay on the surface. You see how this king is floating on the surface of his emotions? We kind of would stay on the surface of them and kind of, keep everything calm. But down below it may be some things that are raging, or some things that just need to be reviewed so you can move over into this next phase of life, because the next step for you is the Empress. So the Empress has to do with your productivity, with what you create, with, you building a kingdom. It has to do with you being fertile, with you being spiritual, with you tapping into all of your gifts and using them to build something in your world, build something in your life, right? So I feel that at this moment in time, your emotions or your neglect of your emotional life could be kind of in the way of you kind of tapping into that place in your life. I know in your last reading, we were talking about an emotional, what was your last reading called? Emotional evolution. So this is kind of like the same thing that's happening. It's kind of like you're being told to face some of your deep, deep emotions. I think during this month, you could be digging in even deeper, or the universe wants you to dig deeper. So kind of, sort of, you're at the point where you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to go that deep. I don't know if I want to review those emotions. I don't know if I want to get rid of that baggage, because It may be too cold. It may be too deep. It may be too uncomfortable. Right? But I believe that you are going to take this plunge, and you don't have to stay there because you are an air sign, but your emotional world is being kind of like asked to evolve, so you can get into this next phase of power, this next phase of responsibility, next phase of perspective that you're taking on. But first, you have to kind of like face some of your deeper emotions. Let's keep it moving. Right below that, we have the Five of Cups. So, Five of Cups representing some regret, right? So, this is you reviewing, doing some reviews of some of the regrets that happened in your past, the people that let you down, the deals that didn't go through, the expectations that you had versus the reality. Some of the things that just didn't fall in place like you wanted it to. And you're thinking about all the adjustments you had to make, all the times that you had to spend, where you were just kind of struggling, where nobody was around to help you. You could be in that place. And that's not always a bad place. A lot of times we think about this card and we say that it's the card that represents you crying over spilled milk. I don't believe for you this month is actually you crying over spilled milk. It's just you kind of doing a review of your past. But the cautionary, advice for this card is always not to get stuck in this place. But I don't believe you guys are getting stuck in this place only because it's verified or clarified by your Ace of Wands energy. So Ace of Wands represents a new beginning in your passions coming through for you, a new start, a new gift from the universe that's coming in, that's giving you some passion, giving you a new drive. And that's what I believe is happening with you guys. But first you have to kind of review your past. It's kind of like you guys are reviewing the operating system that's been running on you for a while now before you update to the next operating system. So if you're at Windows 10 right now, you're kind of doing the review and you're looking at how good Windows 10 was, everything that it did for you. This operating system brought this into my life. This way of seeing the world, it made me do this. Or so you're looking at the good and bad things, right? And just looking at how, it's time for you to upgrade now, the operating system. And that's what's happening. After you do this review, this quarterly review or this yearly review, you're going into the next phase of upgrading your operating system. And so the universe is bringing in this new operational system for you, this new perspective, this new drive, this new passionate, pursuit. But before you get it, you have to review your old operating system. And you have to clear everything that is connected to that. Because before you can update an operating system, the old one has to be cleared first. You can't have two operating systems running on one place at the same time, on one computer, right? So you're getting your drive upgraded. And first you have to get rid of the old way of seeing things, the old emotions, the old emotional reactions, the old trigger points. So at this time you could be triggered, and those triggers will make you feel some of the older baggage that you haven't gotten rid of yet. Because you have to be prepared to go into this next phase of life, this next new start, this next new passion that you have. This next new position that you'll be in as the Empress, right? You can't rule a nation and rule an empire unless you have faced some of your internal demons or your inner emotions, or upgraded to a point and place to where you can be a ruler, right? So let's keep it moving. Right over here we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, at this time you could possibly be feeling left out in the cold, and I think definitely this is more of a mind thing more than anything, or just a place that you need to be in order to have this shift. So you're going to feel like some people are kind of like leaving you out in the cold. You could feel neglected by some people. You could feel like they're kind of turning their back on you. At the moment in time, you could be kind of like struggling financially, or just at a place that you don't want to be financially. You want to be, in a little bit of a better place. You want to have the money to do what you want to do in life, and you could just be feeling like your finances are feeling left out in the cold. You don't feel the sunshine is shining on your finances. You don't feel like you're growing financially. But for most people, I think that you're just feeling kind of alone right now. And this is part of your transformation is what I'm feeling, because this Five of Pentacles feeling is causing you to have a tower moment. Right? And the tower moment is just what you need, like I said, in order to upgrade your emotional housing. because the place that you're moving into, it can't fit into, the foundation that you had in the past before. It's an upgrade that's happening. It's a maturity that's happening, right? And all this information that's ready to be downloaded into your house, into your world, your mind, your spirit, your emotional body, your light body, it can't fit into the old housing, right? So you're kind of being stretched a little bit. You're being transformed. This tower moment, this feeling left out in the cold, is making the old housing come crumbling down, right? But for you, I think it's more of an internal thing. I don't feel like most of you guys are kind of seeing your world just go upside down and your house burning down, or people just kind of like really physically doing anything to you or anything like that. I don't feel like that's happening. I just feel like internally you feel this tower moment. You feel your internal housing kind of falling apart, your internal way of seeing things, your internal emotions that, were in the past helpful to you. They're no longer can be with you in the next phase of life. Your internal thinking, right? The record player that plays in our background of our mind, that continually plays the same story and scenario and music over and over again. You're actually taking a look at that now. Like, what is playing in the background of my system? You're going deep into your operations, and the universe is setting it up because the Tower card is a major arcana. So you have to fall deep into your emotional world, into the depths of your emotions, maybe even your subconscious world, and get rid of all the things that can't move forward to you into the next phase of life. And that's what I see, Libra. So for some of you guys, it could be a little bit of a struggle in the month of February, but only in your mind, right? You just have to face some of these realizations. And so you have the Nine of Swords here, somebody who is kind of stressed out, anxious a little bit, not able to get sleep, not able to have comfort or peace of mind. And look what you're crying over. You're crying over the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords has to do with the completion of a cycle that was very rough for you. A cycle that kind of made you feel like you were splitting in two. And this is you just kind of facing those things that happened in the past, all of the struggles that you had, because everything that happens to us in our past, everything that we perceive as being negative and bad, it actually is helpful to our growth, right? It actually makes us level up. It makes us stronger. Whatever don't kill you makes you stronger, right? P. Diddy. But anybody who has gone to heights in their life, they can tell you that they have been through the worst in their life before they got to the heights. So you're doing a review of the lows that you have, gotten into in the past. Or maybe you're still dealing with some of those lows right now. But this is the 10. So you're completing this cycle in your life where it felt like you were betrayed or stabbed in the back, or you just had all this emotional turmoil, or your thoughts were negative and so negative that it messed with your peace of mind and your ability to see yourself in a positive way. This is what all these swords represent. So not only are you, having to kind of like dive deep into your emotional world, you're having to review the way your thoughts connect to your emotions. Those two mechanisms inside of us are a lot of times the difference between us moving up in life or us moving backwards, right? Because the way we feel about ourselves and the way we feel about our reality, and also the way we perceive our reality and the thoughts that we have about it, they affect what we do. They affect our behavior. So you're being asked to review the way you think, the way that your thoughts come to your mind, the way that your thoughts and your emotions actually team up together to create a certain reality. Because those two tools that we use in our life, we have to realize, first of all, that they're tools and they're not us, right? Whatever you think is not you, it's your thoughts. Whatever you feel is not who you are as a person, it's your feelings. So you have to separate your thoughts and your feelings and understand that they're just mechanisms within you. They're tools that you use to view your reality from different points of view. So at one moment, you could view your reality from an emotional point of view and say, how do I feel about this? And your emotions will let you know, like, well, this is how you feel. You don't feel good. You know, you wish you could do this. You wish blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, thank you, emotions. Now, thoughts. How do I see this situation? And your thoughts will tell you, well, this situation is, and it'll give you the logical review of it. But if your thoughts and your emotions are not set up in a way to make you, have a positive life or make you move forward more proficiently, then those thoughts and emotions have to be upgraded. They have to be evolved. And that's what's happening with you guys. An evolution is occurring. And I know that was your last reading. It was talking about an emotional evolution, but this is like a repeat. It's deeper into it. You guys are having to face some of those thoughts that keep you up at night, that make you worry, that make you stress, that make you see things in a distorted way, because our thoughts can distort our vision a lot of times if we don't have positive thoughts. Either way it goes, you can distort your reality. If you have a positive thought, it can distort your reality and make everything seem beautiful. You can have rose-colored glasses on because you just think so positively about the world and yourself. And then on the other hand, you could have nothing but negative thoughts and it could distort your reality. You could be in a great place, but you could be looking at it like, man, I don't have anything. Nothing happens for me. Nothing comes through. Nobody likes me. Nobody wants to mess with me, So our perception is our reality, and that's why your perception is being upgraded. Because your reality is wanting to be upgraded. Your reality is being upgraded. You have this Empress card coming in. But it won't come until you do this upgrade internally, right? You won't have the new drive installed on your system until you do a review of your past drive, your past operating system. So this is all you're doing. You're doing some reviewing, and it could kind of stress you out a little bit because you're in the place that kind of makes you feel uncomfortable a little bit, Libras don't want to dive deep into your emotional world a lot of times only because you're an air sign. Just like us water signs don't want to go fly high into our thoughts and our airy nature because we are comfortable in our emotions. We're comfortable under the water, right? We don't want to be like up in the air. Like you guys are always up in the air. But you're being asked to kind of step outside of your comfort zone. Libra, you have the Judgment card clarified by the Hangman. So there is awakening that's happening within you. This call for you to, like I was saying, upgrade, for you to throw off the old house, throw off the old clothes. It's kind of like that. I see it. It's kind of like you guys are being called out of that cocoon, out of that old way of being, that old state. So you're no longer a caterpillar, right? So there's no need for you to have the operational system of a caterpillar because you've been hanging on this tree upside down and going through this metamorphosis. You wrapped yourself up tight, right? And even if you weren't aware of it, the universe had you in a certain metamorphosis, a certain transformative effect was happening. And before you can be called from out of that cocoon, before you can break free and realize that you're a butterfly, you have to just wrap it up, right? And the wrap up is always a review. The conclusion always reviews the entirety of the story, right? So every time somebody writes a paper or every time you watch a movie or anything, anywhere, it always has a conclusion, and the conclusion always has the review. And the review, just is there to let you know where you started and how far along you came. Where the story for you begun, where your awakening, first hit you, and then now you can take a look at, wow, but this is where I am at now. Even though I went through a lot of things in the past, I was worried about a lot of different things, I still was able to come to this place of another level of awakening. This spirituality that I didn't have before is now with me. This way of seeing things, this enlightenment that I have wasn't with me before. This level of fortitude, emotional stability, I didn't have this before. So everything that made me feel like I was in the dumps, out in the cold, forgotten, forsaken, everything that fell apart in my life, everything that had me worried and sick and anxious and not able to see clearly, is actually bringing me to a place of spirituality, spiritual awakening. It's actually bringing you to a place where you're answering your call from the universe to be who you actually are, right? And that's why you have this new beginning coming in. This Ace of Wands is coming in for you after you do this review. And now you're taking on that Empress energy. Like, let's go. What needs to be built? How am I going to put my kingdom in order? What am I going to shift around? What do I see creatively that I can do, right? So this is happening. You were in that hangman phase. You were looking at things from a different point of view, or you're being asked to be in the hangman position right now. That's why everything may seem like it's upside down, you know? But it's for you to have a certain level of awakening that you need in your future. Everything that you've been asking for, let's say financially or material wise, it's like the universe is like, well, yeah, I have that for you. Like, we want to give this to you. It's for you, but before you can actually run this kingdom that we want to give to you, you have to deal with some of these deep emotions. You have to undergo this spiritual transformation. You have to look at things from a different point of view. Upside down. Any of you guys ever hung upside down before, or just put yourself upside down? Maybe when you were a little kid. I haven't done it since I was a little kid. Or maybe I've done it in my adulthood and I just can't remember. But when you look at things upside down, it's crazy. It's like, it almost feels like you're in another reality. You ever looked at people's faces upside down, like the way that their eyes look and their mouth look? It's like people look like aliens when you look at them upside down. And so this is where you're at, Libra. You're at a place where things could feel alien to you. People around you could just feel like, who are you? Your surroundings could just feel like everything is out of place. And this could make you feel like you're being alienated by everyone else. But really, it's just part of your transformation. If this alienation didn't occur, if a shift or tower moment didn't occur inside of your world, if you weren't being kind of kept up at night and made to look at some things, if you weren't being forced to kind of review your past operating system, then you won't be able to step into this new cycle. But this new cycle is connected to the way you see and feel your reality. And they have to upgrade in order for you to step into this new door that the universe has for you. So you have a couple of major arcana, which means that the universe is guiding you through this transformation, right? It's all being orchestrated. So it's not just happening, Libra, right? So let's go into your future energy, and we're going to see what's going on towards the end of February, maybe beginning of March. Hermit card, you have the Star card, you have the Ace of Cups, and then you have the Hierophant. And I do want to say, if you guys made it this far in the reading, thank you for bearing with me, because I'm kind of feeling a little bit under the weather, so I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not. But let's keep it moving. Hermit mode, you guys could be going into hermit mode, which makes sense because you have the Hangman here in your present energy, and then you have the Tower moment. So whenever you have that type of energy, that type of major arcana surrounding you, yeah, you feel like a hermit. So you have to go and look, everything here, even in your future energy, is reiterating, what I was talking about in your present energy. Even the way that the cards are set up, like, for instance, the Hermit card speaks about you going internal. It speaks about a review. Also, you reviewing who it is that you are as a person. You getting to know who you are. What makes you you? What makes you tick? You going inside. This is kind of similar to the review I was talking about right here. You reviewing your past a little bit. But the Hermit card is more of a powerful card. It's a major arcana. So the universe is bringing this review to you. It's making you start to realize exactly who you are. And you don't understand who you are until you go inside and understand what makes you tick. And that's what I was talking about with you looking at your emotional world and your thoughts, those mechanisms to see what makes me tick. So before you can get to this full energy, this new beginning, this new start, this new leap that you want to take into this new life, you have to go through the Hermit. Oh yeah, you have to do it. Everyone has to do it, Libra. Yes, you have to sit down and be still. You have to be alone. You have to turn off the social media and the TV and whatever else that you indulge in, Netflix, right? Just for a little bit, so you can understand where it is that you're going, where you've come from, who you're becoming, who you are, your calling, your gifts, before you take that new beginning, that new leap into the future. So being reiterated in your futuristic energy. The Star card. Star card represents you kind of rising out after you come out of this hermit mode and you take that leap into the full energy. This is what's coming for you, the star. So now the star is at the place where she's no longer, or he's no longer held back by stinking thinking and emotions that no longer serve you. The star card, if you can see the picture, she's totally naked, like transparency. No weight is on her anymore. Now she can deliver the gifts that she has to the collective. Now you can shine bright like a diamond. Now you can be that star that, maybe you could have been holding yourself back from being, which is why the universe is making you upgrade your operating system. Because you could have been in a moment in the past, or a type of setting in the past, where you had a lot of self-sabotage that was happening, a lot of doubt, a lot of negativity, a lot of, negativity when it came down to your self-image, the way you view yourself. So you weren't able to just be you, because first you had to check in with all of these programs that were running on you. And it's crazy, Libra, because I keep having to go into the depths of it with you. But if you have programming running on you, let's give you a certain scenario. Let's say you wanted to go to the store. Something as simple as that. I want to go to the store and get some ice cream. This is how programming works in your thoughts. I want to go to the store and get some ice cream. Now I have to go through the processes of my programming before I get to the store to get my ice cream. So before I can leave the house, if I'm programmed to say, oh well, you better go outside looking nice, like your mother raised you to always be presentable to the world, or your father raised you to always carry yourself in a certain type of way. Well, before I can go and get my ice cream, even though I want it right now, I have to fix myself up now. Now I have to put on some good looking clothes. I have to get my hair done. I have to, and this is just simple programming, but it operates on us. All right, now that you have everything together and you look nice and you looked in the mirror and everything is together, you're presentable. Now you can go out into the world, but now you're like, oh, okay, well, should I actually eat ice cream? Like, I don't know. Like, is ice cream going to be good for me right now in this moment? I don't think I should eat any ice cream. Like, I want ice cream, but should I get ice cream or should I get something else? Like, maybe I should eat something a little bit more healthy. Well, maybe I should I don't know. And so then now it's kind of like cognitive dissonance that's happening. You want ice cream, but you don't know if you should eat it. All right? And then something else could kick in, another program, and then be like, well, just stay at the house. Like, just chill. Just be in your relax mode. Well, really, you were supposed to go, and I'm just giving you an example, but a lot of times this is what's running in our operational system. And so before we can even do a simple task, we have to check in with all these different levels of programming that we have. Like, well, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you consult this thought? Did you feel this feeling? Okay, now you can go get your ice cream. And a lot of times all those thoughts keep us from just being us, just operating out of the flow of the universe and, tapping into the real self that we are. So this is where you're coming to in the future, where you throw off all that old programming, all that overthinking that you used to do in the past. Yeah, it's a wrap for that. You know, the running away from your emotions, it's a wrap for that also. Because you're doing the work in February. Yeah, you're dealing with that. So now you're going to be in a place where you're elevated. Now you can attract the things into your life that you're supposed to have. Now you can be the star. You can give your gifts away to the universe or to the people of the world. You can help and heal. So some of you guys are finding out your life path around this time, or you're going deeper into your life path. Libra, I just forgot that I was even doing a reading. This is how deep I'm going into feeling where you guys are at. Like, I just had to realize I'm holding a camera in my hand. Like, wow. Okay. Tarot. All right. So, but yeah, you guys are embarking onto your life path at this moment. Some of you guys, or what it is that you want to share with the world. Creativity is kind of like being brought to the surface at this time. Spirituality, healing. Some of you guys are healers. Some of you guys are very creative. Libras are very creative people. That's coming up to the surface. And all the blockage is kind of moving out of the way. You're dealing with the blockage. Seven of Cups is the clarifier. I'm 30 minutes in. Wow, we have to wrap this up. Libra. Seven of Cups, clarifying the star card. So Seven of Cups represents illusions a lot of times, or a lot of options. A lot of things that look like glitter, they shine like gold, but they really are not good for us. And so maybe in the past you could have been hung up in that Seven of Cups energy, like I said, because everything could have looked cloudy, it could have looked smoky, and this is why you're having this whole transformation. But now you're actually going to be choosing a cup, because this star card, she has two cups in her hand that she just has decided to pour from and pour into and fill up, and pour out on the world. Instead of having so many different options that you're thinking about doing, maybe with whatever work you want to do in life, the life path that you see yourself on, you're going to be narrowing it down because you're having this whole evolution, this transformation, right? So yeah, I see that there. Then we have the Ace of Cups. New beginning, new emotional start, new emotional feeling, the newness is coming. Because you chose to put your foot in the water and jump off of your throne and just take a dive. And you went so deep that you felt like this, or you're going to be feeling like this, just for a moment, because you had to review. But then you went through this whole transformation. You have major arcanas everywhere. Should I count them for you so you can see how much the universe is kind of like leading you and guiding you right now? How about we do it? The Hermit, major arcana. The Fool, major arcana, number 2. The Judgment card, major arcana, number 3. Yeah, the Hangman, major arcana, number 4. The Tower card, major arcana, number 5. Are there any more? It may be some more that I just don't even recognize in the reading, because I'm kind of, yeah. The Star card, major arcana. And if you see any other ones, just let me know. But yeah, the universe is here. But yeah, I don't even know how I got there. But Ace of Cups, something is being reached down deep and coming up to the surface. Your gift, your holy grail, is coming up from the depths of who you are as a person and being presented to you. You're presenting it to the world. You're ready to shine, Libra. After you go through this whole process, after you go through this whole review, you're ready to shine, and you're stepping out like the King of Swords whenever this new emotional beginning comes into you. You're taking on a logical approach with it, maybe because you have reviewed so much in the past, and it's kind of like, okay, now let me get back in my element, because the King of Swords is you, Libra, but it's being matched by this new emotional beginning because you had to do this whole emotional transformation. So now your power that you have is being a Libra, or being an air sign, or being like that King of Swords energy, where it's direct, it's logical, it's analytical, makes all the smart, rational decisions. It's going to be matched by the power of your emotions and this new emotional start that you're having. So now you can use both, right? You can couple your emotional world with your thoughts and have them move you forward into life. That's kind of like that, the meaning of the Chariot card. I'm surprised that's not here for you guys, since you have every other major arcana. But yeah, that's what you're moving into. Hierophant energy, clarified by the Justice card. So Hierophant energy, it talks about traditions, conventional ways of doing things, spirituality. It could talk about marriage. But it also talks about you guys getting to a place of power where maybe now you're ready to give back to other people. You're probably ready to teach other people about what you've been through, or just share your knowledge. Like I said, that Star card, you're ready to share your knowledge with the world. So you could be just wanting to give back to the world, let people know what you've been through. And, some of you guys could be becoming spiritual teachers, or just you're teaching in your own type of way, creatively. Right? And that's going to be the justice that kind of comes to you because of everything that you've been through in the past. You're coming to a place where you're at a place of authority now, because the Hierophant is the spiritual authority. He has the keys to knowledge that people need to open up certain doors in their lives. So the universe is gifting you with some keys. You see those keys right there? Yeah. And I didn't even see that on the card. But yeah, you're giving keys to kind of like help other people unlock things in their own world, in their own life that they're struggling with. And that's the justice that's going to come into you. Whenever you go through a lot of things in your life and you overcome them, then you get the keys to unlock certain levels in other people's life who are going through similar things. So yeah, Libra, that's what's happening with you in the future. And I'm 36 minutes in, and I think I'm going to end it there, Libra. Woo, you guys got a lot out of me. I hope you guys enjoyed that reading, though. If you did, then let me know about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I like seeing the comments from my Libras. We got to get more of Libras to come on board with the movement. Other than that, you guys follow me on IG, like I said at the beginning. Personal readings, if you want anything like that, email me about that. And until next time, hope you guys enjoy February. I'll see you later.